What's good, everybody? It's Vuitton Bond. Welcome to another episode of Say That with Vuitton Bond. This conversation is the 16th in our podcast series. This one is about the essential employee. I definitely want to go ahead and give a shout out to all those people, but I also want to go ahead and talk about my experiences as an essential employee, okay? And no, I'm not talking about rap. I'm talking about my job. Yes, I have a job. I'm a rapper. I'm a producer, podcaster, obviously. But I do have a job. I am out here working with the public, with the civilians. And we're going to get into it. But before we do, this talk is brought to you by www.VuttonBondMusic.com. Go to my site, sign up for my list, and you guys can get access to my Gold Bars mixtape, which is fire, if I do say so myself. And as always, this talk is also brought to you by the listeners of Vuitton Bond, my favorite group of people. I love y'all so much. That's real talk, no cap. So let's get into it. This is about my experience as an essential employee. It's also showing love to the essential employees out there. Now, what's an essential employee? Basically, it's the man working at the grocery store, right? It's the guy delivering packages for USPS, UPS, Amazon. It's the young lady who's a cashier at the ABC store, you know? These are our essential employees. The people working at the McDonald's drive-in. People working at Jersey Mike's, cooking up those subs, man. These are all essential people. Very important. Why? Because with everything that we're going through right now, as far as the big sickness, the big bug, tons of businesses shutting down, people aren't getting paid, incredibly tough to deal with, man. Schools closed. We need certain people to do certain jobs because we gotta have food. Obviously, we gotta have liquor, but shout out to the medical professionals. We need them the most because guess what? Say somebody gets the big bug, they got all the symptoms. They got to have a nurse to check them out and a doctor to diagnose. So yes, of course, these are essential tasks that need to be handled by professionals. People need food. People got to eat. Your car breaks down, you got to go get it fixed. It's a must. If your job is a must in society, then you're an essential employee. Kind of makes you step back and say, wait, which jobs are a must and which ones aren't? Well, we're seeing right now. Now, y'all know me. I'm a rapper. I'm a producer, podcaster, entertainer, creative in general. A lot of us are kind of struggling right now as far as getting that check if we were pure musicians and not the rich kind, not the ones that I'm trying to be, not the ones that I'm working on becoming and I'm building and growing. I'm talking about the people who are just like session musicians, or they're jam band musicians, or they're the type of people who do a lot of shows locally. They're small scale indie artists, right? These people are struggling for real. Does that mean they're not essential? I hope not. These are important people also. But there are a lot of people sitting at home. They're called non-essentials. They're not happy with us because we're considered essential. Now, I work at a grocery store. I went back to my old job at a grocery store. A year ago at this time, I was working at a gym front desk. I was working at Fitness Connection. Thank God I'm not there anymore, because if I was, I'd be fucked. I would not be getting paid right now, okay? I'd be sitting at home waiting for my Donald Trump check, that $1,200. Luckily for me, I made the decision to leave because of a bitch manager who ended up getting fired. That's neither here nor there. I decided to go back to my old job, making more money, getting more hours, so I can fund this, right? So I can get to that point where I want to be. But if you would have told me that something like this would happen where I would be labeled an essential employee because of this particular issue that we're having in society, I wouldn't have believed it. Definitely have a lot of respect for the people who are out there right now. Truth be told, honestly, this is not even hyperbole, man. This is real. Putting their lives on the line, quite frankly, putting their lives on the line. Because think about it. Say you're out at the store, somebody coughs, somebody sneezes, somebody touches a guardrail. You touch that same guardrail. You walk in the path of that sneeze. You just contracted what they had. Could potentially kill you, or it could be dormant inside of you and it can end up killing somebody close to you. You never know, man. You never know. And that's the insidious thing about this thing that we're going through, this big bug. So it's tough. It's very tough, man. So shout out to all the people who are still getting a check. Much gratitude that I have, that I'm still able to get paid. Shout out to the people who are deemed non-essential. It's not that you're non-essential in society, it's just that, you can stay home. It's protective measures, right? That's what all this verbiage and all these labels are. It's just protective measures, man. So that's one thing. But for me being an essential employee, I tell you, the last 2 weeks have been tough. Very difficult 2 weeks I've had at the job, man. Like I said, I work at a grocery store, so I am putting stuff on the shelves. It's hard for us to keep up. I've never seen it. Now, usually at a grocery store, our busiest times would be Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, maybe when we get a snow scare or something like that. We get a snow scare, people come in, they buy everything up. Next day it's all good. But the last 2 weeks of my job it's like a snow scare every single fucking day. We run out of stuff within a day. It comes in, it goes out immediately. People are panicking right now. People are in survival mode right now, so they're grabbing everything. I come home from work every day exhausted, tired. Just, laid out, man. Because I've never seen anything like this. Nobody has. It's a snow day on steroids. That's what it is. This is from the grocery store perspective. I'm pretty sure, man, that other industries in general have been dealing with the same thing. There's stress and there's strain because of this new strain. You feel me? Like, it's wild. But it is what it is. So, big shout out to all the essential workers out there still getting paid. Thanking their lucky stars that they are still getting paid. Gotta support these people, man. Gotta show them love. But I got some tips for y'all, man. Got some tips for y'all when it comes to dealing with essential employees when you're out and about. Number one thing. Maybe I'm just talking about me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being selfish. Maybe I just want to rant. Number one thing. Stay the fuck out of my way. Don't block me. Don't impede me. Do not slow me down when it comes to doing my job, please. That would be great. If you see me, kind of shop around me so I can go ahead and get the stuff on the shelf. You feel me? If I got a lot of stuff to do, but you're in the way and you're oblivious to the fact that you're in my way, you're making my job harder. And you're just pissing me off. You should be at home anyway. Second thing, and it kind of ties into the first thing. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't breathe in my direction. I don't want our auras, our energy fields to interact. Like, don't interact with me whatsoever. Because again, I'm busy. Don't ask me stupid questions. Do you have toilet paper? For one, that's not my department. For two, it's a global pandemic. It's a global fucking pandemic. Things are being rationed right now. You can't just get a pack of toilet paper. You can't just get hand sanitizer. It's a global pandemic. You can't just get this stuff. You gotta kind of like always like come in the store early, and you gotta do like extra shit if you want to get that stuff. Do you have eggs? When you see that the eggs are basically blown out, and you ask me if we have eggs, I'm gonna look at you like you're dumb, and I'm gonna basically say no, like you're an idiot. Because if we had eggs, they would be on the shelf. What do you think? We're just hoarding eggs in the back and just, not putting them out? We want sales because it's a business. So obviously, if we had the product that you wanted, we would put it out there. Obviously. And the number 3 thing, man, thanking me for doing my job and for coming into work is cool. I appreciate it, but it's not really necessary. Now, I know that kind of like is weird because this podcast is in appreciation of those people, but while I'm doing my job, I kind of don't want to hear that shit. I've been thanked multiple times for coming in and doing my job. Ironically, from regular old people, not from management. Because the store management, they don't give a fuck about us. Okay? They really don't. They don't give a shit about us. So, if anything, it's always what we didn't do, not what we did do when dealing with management. In-store management, it's never about the good that we've done. It's always what we didn't do. Get bitched at and complained at for what we did not do. It is what it is. But thanking me is cool, but it's not necessary. Just, nod and keep it moving, right? It was a situation. I had a young lady. She was kind of my type too, man. She was, redhead, decent looking, real thick. She said, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming to work. Something like that. I told her, thank you for thanking me. I appreciate that. But in my mind, I'm like, look, listen, don't thank me with your words. Thank me with some booty or something. Give me, throw me some ass or something. Shit. It's hard out here. We got to stay in the house. So, some people are getting real acquainted with Pornhub. Now, I tell you what, man, if you're not comfortable, this is a tip for the people who are actually working. If you don't feel comfortable going out there, then don't. They can't fire you. And if they try to, sue them, because you're working in a hazardous condition. You're working in a hazardous environment. Speaking of which, they're not giving us hazard pay at my job. They're giving us a one-time bonus check, giving us a couple coupons, which is cool. That's another way to thank me. Either thank me with some booty or thank me with a check. More money. I think I should get paid an extra $10 an hour. $5 for being exposed to the big sickness, potentially, and $5 for dealing with the stupidity that is the human animal. Okay, so that's that. Shout out to all the essential workers, non-essentials. Don't get mad. Find a hustle. You could do shipped or something, I'm not making fun of y'all. I'm just saying, like, the non-essentials who are hating. Not the non-essentials who are struggling, but the ones who are hating. Y'all be all right. That's episode 16 of Say That. Shout out to my people, the essential workers. Shout out to my fans and my listeners. Much love to y'all. I'll see y'all next week. Oh, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Google, Apple, Spotify, leave a review, and I'll shout you out in the future. Say that.